autism. Hello again, Dominic and welcome to another video. And this one's going to be something related to me in life, and going to be about me and how life is involved with me having autism. Now, you'll be getting two videos today, and the reason being is I was actually out with family yesterday evening, and I was going to upload the video, but obviously I didn't really have a lot of time, so I thought, well, I'll just upload it the following day, and you know, that's the thing. So I just want to say sorry about that, but you'll be getting two videos, this one and then the one before, which is my Alex Francis sketch. So I hope you enjoy that. So anyway, this is about me and life of autism and how it's, you know, made me the person I am. Now, the thing with autism is it's a mental illness, and not it. For anyone who is wondering about that, and it obviously makes people think a lot different when you've got autism. Now, you might not think like that if you are on the spectrum because you think the way you are. But me personally, things have gone well, but things have gone bad as well. And especially when I was younger. And the reason that was is because I really wasn't the person I am. And what I mean is that I had so many problems with all sorts when I was younger. And the thing with that was, well, a few things. I was a big problematic, like hygiene, talking to people, being around people, and just all sorts. And when I was younger, especially when I was a child, I wasn't very sociable as a young person. When I did something, I'd always want to do it on my own, which is the way it goes for a lot of people with autism. Especially children, is that, you know, you've got like a group of little children and you've got someone else on their own. I was always like that because that's just how I was. I always preferred to be on my own, and, you know, that's not a bad thing. But I would, you know what I mean, I would at least try to be involved in a lot of things. And one thing with that is, with the, like, you know, communication stuff, it took me a while to fully start talking when I was, especially a toddler and stuff. Because of how I was, you know what I mean? Things didn't really always go to plan, and you know what I mean? It's not a bad thing, but it's, you know, it's not a bad thing, but it's, you know, it's okay, you know what I mean? And with that, what ended up happening was I was a very difficult person to talk to, because half the time I didn't really bother what they wanted to do. And even when I was growing up, I always did the same thing. I was someone that I always wanted to be on their own, and, you know, that's fine, but a lot of people don't like that. And another thing is how I am, is that I am, in my brain and stuff, I am very intellectual. Now, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be condescending in this video, but when I was younger, I used to be really, really condescending. I really, really did. Even as a late small child, early teenager, I was an obnoxious little brat, if you're gonna say that, where I really thought that I was smarter than everyone, and I used to say this to my family. I really, really did. I used to say this to my mother and even my sister a lot. You know what I mean? And they didn't like that. They really, really didn't like me saying, you know, those like nasty things, saying, oh, well, I'm smarter than you, you know what I mean? I can do this and you can't. And I used to literally mock them, which isn't a good thing. It really, really isn't. And it really took me a while to get out of that, you know, that, out of that phase. And I didn't really get out of it until I was a lot older, around like 17, 18, even 19. Like, I have sometimes done it, but I rarely, rarely do it nowadays. And, with the social, you know, aspect, I was always quiet. I really, really was. And I was, as I just said, I wanted to do everything on my own. And that's just how I was. And it always took me a while to fully trust people. I really, really did. And with that, even, you know, going into my teens, you know, my teenage years, even early adulthood, it always took me a while to do that, you know what I mean? And that's what really, really worried my family and stuff. Or, you know, getting me involved with stuff. And that was a thing with it. But in these later years, like, you know, 17, 18, 19, I became a lot more sociable. with a lot of people. I really, really did. It took me a while to get everything sorted. And I was really, really happy with that. You know, it was nice to, you know, get along with people and, you know, talk to them, you know, and have a conversation, you know what I mean? I've always done that even when I was like 14, 15, but not with a huge amount of people, you know what I mean? Another thing was crowds as well. I was always someone that didn't like to be around crowds because it was too... I felt that I was being packed into something, and that's one thing I never really liked. I never liked being around like crowds of people, which always really, really worried me, especially on my own, you know what I mean? And I always used to feel really, really scared, worried, and I used to sometimes feel a bit sick being like that. It just used to really, really put me off. And that's one thing that always worried my family. Until later years when I got out of that, you know what I mean? And I was really, really glad about that. It helped a lot. During school was the hardest, and the one thing was, it wasn't the grades or the school, you know, the classes and stuff. It was actually the bullying. And the bullying hurt so much. It really, really did. And I think that was another thing that really, really put me down. And when I was at secondary school, I got bullied every day for those 5 years, and it put me off so much. It hurt me. It deeply, deeply hurt me. And it took me a while to fully trust people, because I always thought, if I meet someone new, they're going to bully me and they're going to make fun of me, saying, oh, you're different and everything. And that's why I got to new places and even meeting new people. It took me a while to get out of that fact. It took me a while to get out of that, you know, that idea, you know, that thought. And it really, really scared me. And then once I left secondary school and I went to sixth form and stuff, I didn't get any, you know, I didn't get any more bullying. And after that, I became a lot more sociable, a lot more happier, and just, you know what I mean, just going back to myself. And even at sixth form, I still felt the same way, you know, getting used to new people. I always felt like that. And that was the year, you know, 2012, when I started my YouTube channel. And over these past few years, I have definitely increased my confidence and experience and everything. And then after sixth form, I went to college. And again, I boosted my confidence. And then after that, my confidence kind of went downhill because I became unemployed and I was looking for work. And I became like my old self again, where I wasn't going out, I just stayed at home, became grumpy, became miserable, and I didn't really do much. I really, really didn't. Until I started going to a lot of job clubs and started going to places and seeing family and stuff. That's where everything went back up, and that helped me so much. It helped me be the person I am. And then when I started going on, you know, to placements, when I started work, you know what I mean, I just felt happy. I really, really did. And that was a nice thing for me. It was a really, really good thing. Because it was just nice to make me the person I am. Like, I struggled through school because the teachers didn't give a flipping damn, you know what I mean, about, you know, about me and stuff. All they cared about is getting the classes over and getting that money, you know what I mean? It sounds awful, but it's true. And everything I did at school was from me, and I always felt proud about that sort of stuff. I really, really did. I always felt proud about that. And that was a great experience and a great challenge on my part, you know what I mean? And it is great to see, you know, me being this polite person, you know. I've always been a polite, happy person. When I was at school, I used to always hold the doors for teachers, you know what I mean? Or even students, you know what I mean? Which I know a lot of people might say, well, why would you do that, you know what I mean? And I've definitely seen, you know, the world as, you know, as it is and stuff, you know, the positive and the negatives, you know what I mean? Because I think once you get a lot older, you start to see the world as both positive and negative, you know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. And that's the thing about it. Even when I was at, you know, primary schools, I was a happy child and everything and stuff. And yeah, and it's just been an amazing, struggling journey, but it's been an amazing journey, you know what I mean? And also one thing with me and my brain and stuff is that I have got a really, really good, you know, memory. I can remember so much. And that's another thing with autism is you can remember a lot of things. You really, really can. But I know with autism, it's different. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The spectrum, it's different for everyone. You know, because with me, I'm on I'm low functioning autistic. That's the just trying to think of the term. And that's the thing about it. And same with my dyslexia and stuff. Like I said, I struggled on so much, especially with English, because for me, sometimes the spelling I used to spell lots of words differently, because that's how I used to, think. As I said, people with autism or even Asperger's, they think differently, so they do. You know what I mean? So someone else who's not on an autistic spectrum or doesn't have a disability may see something, and then someone like myself or other people I know may see something different. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. I still struggle with spelling and stuff, but I've always been really, really good at maths. So I've always loved numbers. And even like during the holidays, school holidays and stuff, I used to do so much equations and stuff. I used to think, sign me up, teacher, for maths homework at summer. You know what I mean? But I used to do like all sorts of maths, things and stuff. Even when I used to go to parties and I used to sit in the back room, I used to be doing mathematics. You know what I mean? On a Friday and Saturday night, you know what I mean? Which is crazy, you know what I mean? And it's just the way it goes with a lot of things. I've always loved numbers, you know what I mean? And my family do shock about me having a really, really good memory when I'm able to remember something and say, wow, you know what I mean? I know I'm a lot younger than them, but they might think, wow, that's crazy, you can remember like 10 years ago. Because I was saying to them, said that when I started secondary school, it was the 6th of September 2006, you know what I mean? Which is over 11 years ago, you know what I mean? It's that crazy. But, yeah, you know what I mean? One thing is that, I'm happy with the way I am and stuff, and I never want to change it. But that's just the way it goes and stuff. But with my autism, it took a while for my family to get me diagnosed. It took 6 years to get me diagnosed, because my sister was doing a course at the time at sixth form, a child studies course at the time, and she got home, and it turned out that what my sister had read in this book, it kind of equal to me, you know what I mean? So she gave it to mum, our mother, and she said to her, says, read this and see if this is like Dominic. And mum read it, and she could see that it was like me. And then after that, she went to the doctors, and they couldn't be bothered, you know what I mean, getting me tested and sorted. And my family fought so much, in that 6 years, until January 2012, when I was 16, I got that result, and it turned out that I was on the autistic spectrum, and I was diagnosed, and I was dyslexic, sorry. And it was a happy occasion. It was a sad day, but it was an emotional day, you know what I mean? It was happy for all of us, because I could finally, state what my, what was different with me. You know what I mean? I don't like to say that in a bad way, but that was a good day for us, you know what I mean? And there were people out there with autism and Asperger's who've never been diagnosed, and they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you know what I mean? It's just that the time was different for them back then, you know what I mean? No one really knew about the disabilities and stuff back in the 60s and the 70s, you know what I mean? They'd say that you're a bit crazy or you're insane or whatever, but, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just the way it goes and stuff. So I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different, but a lot of people said, I'd love to hear what your thoughts about that, and I'd love to hear what autism has made you as a person. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It might have been in a bit of an emotional one, but I just want to say, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. So I just want to say, thank you very much, and I'll see you all later. Bye.